last 4.5 years, I've slowly learned how to have a relationship with myself. And a part of having a relationship with myself is a part of staying teachable and staying reachable. I never get to a place in my life where I feel like I don't need people, that I know everything. Like I just said that if I'm the smartest person in the room, I'm in the wrong room, because it leaves no room for me to grow. I'll stay stagnated in a place of content. There's nothing else to reach for, man. And I always want to learn more. I always want to learn more about myself, because there's more things that I don't know about myself than I do know about myself. But if I stay in a teachable place, in a state of humility, I get the opportunity to get to know myself a little better, man. And because when I first started this life-changing lifestyle that I'm living now, it was things that I didn't even know I liked, things that I really didn't like, that I put up with for so many years. Like, I didn't, I really didn't like drugs, man, but I was caught up in the grips of addiction for so long, and my thinking was upside down, and I found out that I'm allergic to drugs, man. I really am allergic to drugs. When I take drugs, I break out in spots, man. Spots like jail, spots like, in the crack house or the dope spot, spots like on the block, spots like, in places that's unhealthy for me, man. I break out in spots like that when I take drugs, man. So, I was using against my will for many, many years, man. Now I try to stay in a position of a place of doing God's will and not my will. Because my will bring consequences, and God's will always bring results, man. Life has been, not only this year, but life has been challenging, man. And what makes it challenging is the choices that I made, or we make in our lives, man. Like me, I didn't make a lot of healthy choices in my past, and I always had to pay for the consequences of the unhealthy choices that I chose in my lifestyle. But this process that I'm living in now, I'm in recovery. Rather, I know a lot of you know me from personal. You knew me as, like, some of you knew me as a kid. Some of you knew me as, certain stages of my life. A lot of people knew me, and I struggled with addiction for over 30 years. And the disease of addiction is the way we think, right? It's the obsession, the compulsion to want to use drugs, right? Like, the obsession is I'm constantly thinking about it. No matter how much I got sitting in front of me, I'm always thinking about how I can get more. And the compulsion is, once I start, I can't stop. And the disease of addiction is more than the drug. Because I can put the drug down, and the disease of addiction can manifest itself in other areas of my life. I can pick up gambling. I can pick up, stealing. I can pick up being addicted to sex. I can pick up shopping. You have to look at the unmanageability that addiction brings, man. Like I can stop using drugs, but my life still be unmanageable because I start buying things that I really don't need to impress people who really don't care, with money that I really don't have, right? And just like I couldn't pay my bills when I was using drugs, I can't pay my bills because I'm doing shopping. So we look at the drug. It's more than the drug. It's the unmanageability of the drug. Just like people who smoke weed, right? And they tell you, oh, it's just weed, right? But you don't look at the unmanageability of the weed, right? If you smoke weed and you're on probation or you're on parole, they can lock you back up. So it's consequences with that. That's being unmanageable. If you can't keep no job because you can't pass no urine test because you just smoke weed, it really ain't the drugs, the unmanageability. You can't stop long enough to get employment, to pay your bills, to take care of your family. So it ain't the drugs, the unmanageability of the drug. We always look at the drug. Oh, I just smoke weed. He sniffed dope. I don't do that. But neither one of y'all can't keep no job. So who in a better place? Neither one of y'all can't support your family. So who in a better place? You looking at the drug, it ain't the drug. It's bigger than the drug. It's the attitudes and the behaviors that come behind the disease of addiction, man. Like, you could be not drinking no more, but you still can have the same behaviors and the same attitude that you had when you was drinking. People still don't want to be around you because you act the same way you used to act when you was drinking. So we definitely have to change the way, we think, man. And for me, I had to go off other people thinking when I first got clean, when I first took on this different lifestyle that I wanted to live. I had to go on other people thinking, because what I thought I knew about living, it almost killed me, man. It almost got me killed. It almost killed me, because I made bad decisions. I made bad choices. So when I came into this life-saving process of change, I had to go on other people thinking, man. People gave me suggestions, and I actually took the suggestions and I applied them in my life. Like, you can read all the books in the world, right? But if you don't apply the information in your life, it ain't no good for you, man. That's just like somebody can tell me, they can give me 9 different ways to be successful. But if I don't do nail one of them, it's no good. That's just like this life-saving lifestyle that I started to live. When people started giving me suggestions, they told me, don't go around people you used to hang with. Don't hang in the places you used to hang with. Don't do the things that you used to do. You know what I mean? And I started to do those things, and I started to see slowly that my life started to change, man. I'm in a better place than I was. Not saying it ain't about perfection. It's about progress. And I ain't the same person that I was when I came into this process like 4.5 years ago. I've changed. And I'm slowly, gradually changing daily, man. My life is getting better and better. And not saying that I don't have issues. Not saying that I don't have problems. Not saying that I still don't have struggles. Yes, I do. But it's how I deal with them today what makes the difference of them. I don't, when I bump my head or I run into a difficult situation or a difficult life, a difficult time in my life, I don't resort to something that's going to cause me more harm than it will help me, man. I don't try to dump something on top of how I'm feeling. All right, Kelly, how you doing? That's fine. I don't try to dump something on top of how I'm feeling. I deal with it, man. I go through the feelings. I deal with it as best I can, and I heal through the experience. We feel, we deal, and we heal. And that's what I do now, man. I just go through the feelings. I don't try, like for a long time, I pretended to be somebody, man. I pretended to be a thug and a gangster my whole life because I didn't want people to know who I really was. I didn't like certain things about myself. So I would act out on certain ways for you want so you can stay away from what I'm really thinking about myself. You might not even be thinking about that. I'm also insecure about myself and certain things that's going on in my life, how I look and I people please for a long time, man. I needed you to like me because I didn't even like myself, man. Absolutely, Carl. We have to stop trying to be true to other people before we are true to ourselves. Definitely, man. And today, man, I've learned that, man, in this process that it ain't about what you think about me. It's what I think about myself, man. You understand? How empty of me to be so full of you. In other words, why am I worrying about how you see me when the only person that matters to me is me? How I see myself. When I get up and look in the mirror, what do I see? Am I living by certain principles, man? Am I doing the right things for the right reason when people ain't looking? Or am I, people pleasing again, like I did most of my life? I needed you to know who I was. One Pop, Scotty Page, Rock Master. I needed you to know all of that, man. I needed you to yell my name out when I ain't around. You know what Scotty did last night? Acting out. I ain't acting out today, man. I complete myself today, right? I'm married now, but my wife don't complete me. I complete myself, just like I don't complete her. She completes herself. Now, she might enhance me, but complete me now. I give nobody that power today, man. I'm not giving nobody that power. It's crazy, man. My life has been a roller coaster ride, man. I've been arrested 76 times. I've been to prison 8 times. I've been charged with first degree murder and armed robbery, and was weeks away from a death penalty trial before I was exonerated for all of those things. But I'm not bitter about that, none of that, man, because that was part of my process. I had to go through all of that stuff to be who I am today. You know what I mean? To be able to reach people on a broader level, man. To be able to see, it's not about income with me, it's about outcome me. How many people that I can affect, take my life and affect their life and help them, give them some hope to change their life like somebody did for me. Because I didn't wake up one morning and say, okay, this is what I got to do to change my life. Nah, what I did was ask for help. That was one of the most powerful words I ever used in my life. And not only did I ask for help, I didn't tell the help how to help me, man. I just asked for help. And I did everything they told me to do, man. I took the suggestions that they told me. Do this, do that, go to school, do this, become employable, do this. And I did all of those things. And my life has took a dramatic change, man. And it continues to get better. I'm living beyond my wildest dreams. But I'm humbly grateful how God has played a part in my life. I don't get it twisted. And I don't forget. I don't forget how bad it was for me. I don't forget looking for the cleanest clothes and the dirty clothes. I don't forget picking up cigarette butts off the ground. I don't forget begging in the train station down there on the A train line. I don't forget about none of that. Those who forget are doomed to repeat. I don't forget. I don't forget having $10 in my pocket, right? And I wake up in the morning and I'm going through withdrawals because I need a bag of dope, right? And I know after I spend this $10, I'm going to be hungry then. But at the same time, that $10 ain't going to feed my habit because I got a bundle a day habit or a bundle and a half. So all I woke up with was $10, man. I don't forget about none of that, man. I don't forget about eating out of the shelters and things. I don't forget about none of that, man. And I ain't ashamed with none of that. That's who I am. That's what my life. That's part of my life. That's a part of my story. I accept all of that. If you don't, oh well. It ain't about people pleasing today. It's about accepting me for who I am and what my life has turned out to be, man. It ain't about what you think of me today. What you think of me, man, it don't even matter. But I'm wishing, give me the benefit of the doubt to say, well, he changed, man. And if he can do it, I can do it. That's why I do this. I do this for the people who struggle like I struggled for so many years. That's sitting back somewhere in silence, suffering in silence, and don't think they think they're the only ones going through what they're going through. Nah, you ain't the only one going through what you're going through, man. Some of us been there, and we do recover. We do get better. Our lives do change. But we have to dedicate ourselves to it and be consistent with it and continue to do it over and over and over and over. Get up in the morning and tell yourself, not today. Today won't be the day. It ain't about income, man. It's about outcome. How many times I can come on Facebook Live and say, yeah, I used to smoke crack for over 30 years. Yeah, I used to sniff dope for over 30 years. Yeah, I used to at the end, my drug of choice at the end was what you got. My drug of choice at the end, it didn't have a name, was more. That was my drug of choice. Whatever you got, I just want more of it. I probably would have took a birth control pill if I felt like it got me high, man. That's my story. My story keep me clean. Because I don't forget my story, man. My story keep me clean. It was pain that brought me into this life-changing situation. And it's that same pain that keep me here. That same pain, because I remember how bad it was for me. I remember sitting on the curb 7 o'clock in the morning, smoking crack, crying, wanting my life to change, wondering how I got here. Way in New York City, missing my family, missing my friends, but I can't go home. For one, I'm ashamed to go home. Two, I'm on methadone. I can't get no bottles to go home because I'm still using dope. I'm still smoking crack. So my urine got to be clean for them to give me bottles to take home. But I ain't never got a clean urine because I can't stop using, man. I was on 150 milligrams of methadone before I got off, man. And how I got to the point of changing, I became broken. I was broken. I was mentally exhausted. I was physically exhausted. I was spiritually broken. My spirit was dark. It was like I got in a dark closet and closed the door behind me and locked the door from the inside, threw the key on the floor in the closet, cut the light off, and stayed in there for over 30 years, man. Stayed in a dark place for over 30 years wondering how I got here. How did I get here? I came from a good family. My mother and father was married. Brothers and sisters, everybody. I had everything I wanted coming up as a child, man. How did I get here? How did I get in this dark place and stay for so long, man? But it was pain that afforded me the opportunity to change my life. So being in that dark closet for so many years, man, in that dark place that I had to take accountability before how I got there. I got there because I went in the closet and closed the door behind me. Nobody put me in there. Nobody put me in the closet. I put myself in the closet and closed the door behind me and locked it from the inside and threw the key on the floor like I said. So it was up to me to feel around on the floor, right? This is talking about mentally and spiritually. To feel around on the floor in that dark closet, right? Find the key in that dark closet, right? This is metaphorically. Get enough courage and enough strength. The key was asking for help. That was the key in that dark closet. Asking for help. Screaming out to God and anybody else who would listen. That was the key in the closet, right? So that helped, right? I got that key. And he told me to open the door, man. You got the key. Cut the light on and open the door. So I cut the light on from the inside of the closet. And I took the key and I opened the door and I cracked the door. And I seen a little light out there. Outside of myself. I had to get outside myself. Get outside the self-centeredness that I lived in for so long. It was about me, 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 me. It was all about me. So I had to get outside myself. And that's what was on the outside in the light. I cracked the door of the closet and I pushed it open a little bit. And I seen the light and I'm like, oh, wow. And I stepped out. I stepped out in the light. I stepped out of that closet that I stayed in for over 30-something years by myself mentally. I found myself mentally on my knees in some very dark places. But I stepped out in the light. And there was a lot going on out there, man. There was a lot of people moving. Movers and shakers was going on, man. And it was the people outside. Because I got outside myself. I got outside that self-pity, that self-doubt, that self-centeredness. I got outside myself and got with the people who was out there, man. And I followed the people. I was trying to see where they was going at. They was going in the direction that I wanted to go. So I started following them people, man. I started going behind them people. It was the people that God put in my life over the years to help me maneuver through the lifestyle I was living at the time. When I was in the streets and I was using, when I say using, it meant more than just the drug. Anything that got in my way, I was trying to use, man. So when I was out in that lifestyle, they said the drugs don't get you the lifestyle will, right? But when I was in that lifestyle, God put people in my life who can help me maneuver through that lifestyle, right? Absolutely, Carl. Absolutely. It's always God, man. It's always that higher power and them people that he sent in my time of need to help me, man. So when I was in that lifestyle, man, it was the people in that lifestyle that helped me maneuver through that lifestyle. They told me where the drugs was. They told me who the stick-up kids was. They told me who was the police. It was the people that he put in that lifestyle to help me maneuver. When I went to the penitentiary all those times, right? He put people there. It was already people that could help me maneuver to protect me when I got there, right? It was the people that helped me. Yo, stay away from him. Get yourself a weapon or whatever, whatever. But when I decided to change my life, it was also the people that he put in my life who had experience with the lifestyle that I was trying to live that showed me how to live this lifestyle, man. It was the people, man, that God sent to help me. Each time he sent a set of people, man. And I'm humbly grateful, man. So you know what? I reciprocate the same thing that somebody did for me. I give it back. I do the same thing because I was in a state of despair and darkness for a long time. But when I found that life and that lifestyle and that light, I want to be the hope for somebody else. I do this to give hope because after you ain't got no hope on the other side of hope, it's nothing. Once you've given up all hope, it's nothing on the other side of hope. So I want to keep a person in a place of hope, man. And for me, hope means hold on, pain ends, man. That's what hope means. Hold on, pain ends. We ain't going to always be feeling like we feeling. We ain't going to always be struggling with the same struggles. The struggles may change. But we get better with them. That's one of my prayers. That if I can't, if it don't get better, just let me get better with it, man. Please, God. and he been answering my prayers, man. Like for instance, when my brother Rodney passed away, man. Some days is better than others, man. But I weathered the storm because I already know what my brother meant to me, man. I know what my brother meant to me. I know the relationship we had. And no matter what, if he ain't here no more, death definitely ends life, but it can never end the relationship that I shared with my brother, man. Those memories, the love that he had for me and the love that I had for him. And that's what carries me on days when I'm not so well, when I'm not so good. That's what carries me, the memories, man. I hold them dear to heart. Me and Rodney Page shared an amazing life together, man. We had an amazing relationship. My brother, man. And his wake was on my birthday this year, man. Ain't that something, man? His wake was on my birthday, man. I turned 50. And my 50th birthday, him and my wife had planned a surprise birthday party in New York. He was supposed to come and surprise me. And they had already had it planned out. And he passed away on the 6th, man. And his wake was on my birthday on the 13th. That was special to me. I don't know how anybody else would have took it, but I just smiled, man, because I knew, that light-skinned dude there was something else, boy. He wouldn't even let me have my 50th birthday. He had to be, do you know how light-skinned people is, man? They extra. Ask Thais. And then his funeral was on Valentine's Day. Light-skinned people just won't let it go, will they, man? And I just laughed to myself. That would have been something me and him laughed about so hard, man. That your wake was on my birthday and your funeral was on Valentine's Day. Rodney Page, you just got to be extra, man. And those things like that just carry me, man. I just sit back and laugh to myself. And some of the conversations that we had, you know, and it's a blessing to be able to have a relationship, you know. And that's what life is about to me today. Healthy relationships, man. You know, life is too precious and too short to be, you know, in relationship. And I'm not talking about just relationships with significant others, man. I'm talking about relationships with life and people that's living, man. You know, and for me now, man, you know, the first relationship, when I changed my life, you know, and came into this process of recovery and just living life on life terms, the first relationship that I had to learn how to have was with God, man. That's the first relationship. Hey, Shelly with the C. That's the first relationship that I established, man, a relationship with God. And me and my God, the God of my understanding, our relationship is personal. You know, nobody has to know about the relationship that I got with my God. You know, and it's personal. And I like it like that, man. It's not about what other people think or what other people feel. It's about the understanding that I believe in a power greater than myself that's been watching over me for many years. And I don't got to say his name to satisfy you, because me and him, our relationship is personal. We have a healthy relationship, man. And once I established that healthy relationship with the God of my understanding, right, it allowed me to learn how to have a healthy relationship with myself, man. The way I'm living right now, man, I'm not causing harm to myself. I'm not putting myself in harm's way. That's a healthy relationship for me, with me, right? And this relationship, and it's an inside. It started inside. I started to change my insides, man, and started living on about living by principles. Eddie Fraser, what's up? I love you, man. That relationship that I established with myself, it trickled out. It started within and it transferred out. Like all the relationships now, like to have a healthy relationship with other people, you must learn how to have a relationship with yourself. And let yourself know it's all right to be by yourself, man. Like, it's all right. You don't always have to be in a romantic relationship. You know, sometimes we have to learn how to sit still with ourselves. I think if this pandemic, it taught some of us like me to sit still and learn how to be with yourself, man. We don't always have to be in a romantic relationship. You know, some of us will just take anything to feel like they're not alone. But if you learn how to have a healthy relationship with yourself, Dina, and I feel the same way, Dina. I'm so happy my higher power loves me enough to honor me by putting you in my life. And that's one of the healthy relationships I got right there. You see Dina right there? That's me and her work together, man. And I have healthy work relationships, man. That's my friend. God put her in my life at a time where I needed her in my life, point blank, period. And our relationship is our relationship. It's nothing but love. I have nothing but love for her. She have nothing but love for me. I want the best for her. She want the best for me. If I want to talk about some personal stuff, I can go to her and talk about some personal stuff. That's my friend. We striving to be better in other areas of our lives, man. And the work that we do it because we understand it. We can identify with some of the feelings that they feel, right? And the relationships, man, healthy relationships. I talk about that a lot, man. That relationship that I established with myself You know, it's like I said, change for me was an inside job. You know, I had to, when I started looking for the source of discontent, instead of blaming other people, I had to look inside myself and find out why I'm so angry, why I got so much resentment against other people who ain't never done nothing to me. It was an inside job. You ain't done nothing. Why I don't like this person when they ain't never done nothing to me? It ain't got nothing to do with them. It all got to do with me. I got something going on that I need to address. That I don't like a person that never did nothing to me. That ain't got nothing to do with them. That's all me. Like I said, when we looking for the source of discontent, I must look inside myself and figure out what's going on with me. What making me feel like this? What issues that I haven't addressed that got me lashing out at other people, man? That hasn't done nothing to me. I got to fix me. And that's what this whole process of recovery has been about. Me fixing me. I can't help nobody if I can't help myself first. Everything that I want or expect from other people, I give it to myself first. That's a part of having a healthy relationship with myself, right? If I want somebody to love me, respect me, and honor me and all of this good stuff, I have to start doing that to myself first. How can I ask you to do something for me when I ain't doing it to myself first, right? And that's how I started. That's why if some friendships and relationships, if for some reason they don't last, I can deal with them better because I have a relationship with myself. And I've realized it's going to be all right because I got me at the end of the day. But nobody wants to be alone, man, But I can be, I can sit still with myself. And I think, God was telling some of us, let me keep it on the eye. God was telling me to sit still for a minute. Learn how to sit with yourself a little more. I felt like I had so much stuff to do. And now, man, when this pandemic kicked in, I realized I really ain't had all that stuff to do. Some of that stuff really wasn't important. I just feel like I had to run here, run there, run there. And when I didn't have no choice but to sit still with myself, I got through it, man. I'm like, wow. So it really wasn't all that serious, was it, man? Kale, what's up, big? So yeah, man, the relationship that I have with myself now, it allowed me to have healthier relationships with the people around me, man. I have healthy relations, and it's important for these healthy relationships in my life. Like a healthy relationship, like I said, with my coworkers, with my neighbors, man, people who live around me that I see every day. It's important that I have healthy relationships with them. Who knows? I might go away for a while, and they look after my apartment or whatever the case may be. If I fall out in the hallway out there, I don't want them to step over me and say, "That's sorry, mother." I want to have those relationships where they'll call 911 if they see me fall out. It's about healthy relationships in life, period, man. And that's what makes my life easier, man. Not being angry with people who have done nothing to me, man. Like I was for so many years. I would be mad at people because their life wasn't as messed up as mine. So I got resentments with them, man. And it ain't them, it's me. So for my life to change, I had to take accountability of where my life was. And I had to change the way I was thinking. I had to learn how to put the drugs down because drug was a major, major problem in my life for many years. That was only one issue. You know what? Drugs wasn't my problem. I was the problem. I just used drugs. How about let's say it like that? Drugs wasn't my problem. I was the problem, and I just used drugs. Hey, cuz. And that's what I learned. I've had to learn how to put the drugs down and change the way I was thinking, right? For my life to change. Because it wasn't the drugs that led me to my thinking. It was my thinking that led me to the drugs. So I had to change the way I was thinking, put some distance in between me and the drugs, and I started to make better decisions, man. I started to have more choices. I started to respond instead of react because I put some distance in between my thought process and my actions, man. I put some distance in between that. And I started to make better decisions, man. And my life slowly started to change. And it started to feel good. I started to love my life slowly. I started to not feel as helpless, hopeless, and useless as I felt for so many years. I had already accepted death. I knew I was going to die. I just didn't know how. I couldn't accept life because I never lived it, man. I started smoking weed at 10 years old. I started sniffing cocaine at 15, started smoking crack and doing heroin at 17 years old. And I did that for over 30 years. The only way I wasn't using if I was incarcerated. And once again, I said, I've been arrested 76 times and I've been to prison 8 times. And that's all I knew. And I used to tell myself that I had bad luck or I was a bad criminal. But what it was God doing for me what I couldn't do for myself. He was saving me for me, because if it was up to me, I would have been dead a long time ago, man. So that's where that higher power kicked in at, man. I believe in a power greater than myself, man. I believe something was looking out. It was that something was looking out for me for many, many years, man. And I'm humbly grateful for that, man. I'm a miracle. We all are miracles. If we woke up today, we're a miracle. If you're on this live today, man, you're a miracle, man. You know, a lot of times we feel like we got the worst problems in the world. We're in the worst place we can be in our lives, man. We got the worst problems. But somebody that didn't make it into today would love to trade problems with you, man. Because whatever they were struggling with, they never get the opportunity again to get better with it. You still here. So whatever you're going through, right? Remember, you can get through. You just got to be patient with yourself. Be patient with God, just like he was patient with us for so long, right? And believe it can get better, man. You got to believe. You have to have some faith, right? And for me, faith means finding answers in the hurt, right? Finding a solution to that problem. That's what faith means to me. Finding answers in the hurt. While we hurting, you got to figure out, and you got to know that it's going to be all right, man, no matter what it is. Like I said earlier, we feel, we deal, and we heal, man. We go through the feelings, whether they're good or bad. We deal with them as best we can, and we heal through the experiences, man. That's what we got. We have experience with dealing with pain and getting through pain. If you look back and you listen to all the pain that you have been through and that you thought you were going to never get through, and you look back on that, and you at another place, at another problem now. If you look back on that pain that you were struggling with back then, that you thought you couldn't get through, that's your experience right there that show you that you can get through some things. And it's going to be all right. Whew. I sit here, man, and I be sitting here, and I sit back and smile to myself, man, because like I said, man, I done been in places like mentally and spiritually, and never thought I would be in a place, you know, where I'm at in life right now, man. You know, it's a Friday night, man. It's 10 o'clock. I'm in the house, and this is why I be at every Friday and Saturday night about this time. And I got money in my pocket, a couple dollars. I ain't sitting up in no crack spot or no dope spot, sweating, spending all my money tonight, man. And I know people be like, how he gonna come on here and talk about how he used to smoke crack and how he used to sniff dope? That's my story. My story keep me striving to be better, to do better, to give more to other people. It ain't about me, man. If you think I'm talking about worry about saving an ego or saving a life, me sharing my testimony can save a life somewhere, man. Because it's somebody somewhere struggling like I struggled for so many years, thinking it ain't no way out, man. It's a way out. But you have to be courageous enough to ask for help. Ask somebody to help you and show you. That's what I did. And I checked my pride and ego at the door. You know what ego mean? Easing God out. That's what I did for a long time. I eased God out. My ego, easing God out. I don't do that no more. I invite God into everything I do. Good, bad, or indifference, man. Long as I know God in the picture, I know I'm going to be all right, whatever it is. Whatever come down the pipe, I'm going to be all right. So if you somewhere, man, and you struggling, and it's all right, because a lot of us struggle a lot, man. Some people are just better at hiding it than other people, man. And it's all right to struggle sometimes. Just don't stay stuck there, man. Talk about, find one person that you can talk to, man. I had to go to therapy when I got clean. When I changed my life, I went to therapy and everything, man. And, in my community where I grew up, I'm not saying everybody, and this ain't no personal shot at everybody, but they had you made you feeling bad if you talked about going to therapy. You're going to tell them people your business. They had you making you feel like you was doing something wrong when you was trying to go get help for yourself. You ain't going on therapy and talk to them people and tell them people your business. But that's what helped me, man. I went to therapy. I went to a drug program. I got a relationship with God. And I did my recovery, man. I put my recovery in front of everything, man. Because if I don't got recovery, all those relationships that I established, they're going to go out the window. They all can go in a blunt or, in a bag of dope, and I can sniff all that. Friendship can go right in a bag of dope real quick. Patience is so important. Best thing to figure out is the ability to maintain our own thoughts. When you improve self, you breaking shackles to all that which try to break you down. Absolutely, man. Absolutely, my brother. Kevin. Absolutely, man. Absolutely, man. And our thinking, man. Our thinking what's important, the way we think, man. And that's what I had to do. I had to change the way I was thinking, man. But I asked for help. And I took the help. Yeah, man. So I've been on for a minute. I definitely put God in front of everything I do, man. And sometimes God just mean good orderly direction, man. I don't complicate things. I don't run people off of religion, but I believe in God. Hey, Cushion, what's up, sis? I love you, sis. I definitely believe in God, man. And some days God means different things for me, man. When I first came into recovery, to me God means a higher power, man. A power greater than me, as long as it's loving and caring, right? So I'm going to break this down for you, right? When I came into recovery, because I had to learn how to put the drugs down. I had a problem with drugs. And I had to learn how to put the drugs down. See, my problem was more me. Like I said, drugs wasn't my problem. I was the problem. I just used drugs on top of it, right? But I had to learn how to change a whole lot of different things in my life, and it started with how I looked at life, man. How I looked at life, how I perceived life, but my higher power played the biggest part in my life. I don't get it twisted. My lifestyle now, how I changed my life, I had nothing to do with it. I just followed the script. I did God's will and not my will no more. God's will bring results. My will bring consequences, right? And for me, different times in my life, God means different things, right? And I told you it's not, I don't try to run people on religion, but I believe in God. And for me, God is a power greater than me that is loving and that is caring, right? So some days God just mean good orderly direction. I keep it simple like that. Doing the right thing for the right reason when people ain't looking, man. Because it's godly. It's the God in me, right? And some days God mean in my that's right, Cushion. That's definitely right. And when I first came into recovery, right, and I went into those meetings, because I go to meetings, right? I go to meetings where men and women meet regularly to help each other stay off drugs, right? And when I first got to those meetings, like I said, my higher power, as long as it was loving and caring, right? It's a power greater than me, and long as it's loving and caring. So at one point when I came into this recovery process, God meant to me was a group of dope fiends, right? And I know it sounds crazy to y'all, right? A group of dope fiends. That's what God. I said it had to be a power greater than me, and it had to be loving and caring, right? So when I got to those meetings, it was those people who have changed their lives, right? It was a group of dope fiends. They have changed their lives, and they was a power greater than me because they was clean, and I wanted to get clean and learn how to stay clean. So I had to be around them. I had to follow them. So it was those group of dope fiends, right? It ain't that I was worshiping those people. No, they were a power greater than me, right? And they were loving and caring because when I got there, they was hugging me and they was telling me it's going to be all right. And that there was a power greater than me because that's what I needed at the time, man. I needed a group of dope fiends. And that was God for me. A power greater than me that was loving and caring. And I wasn't worshiping the people, but they were a power greater than me, man. I wanted what they had. They knew how to stay clean. They knew how to not use and cause harm to themselves and not be unmanageable in their life. And I didn't know that, right? I didn't know how to do that. I knew how to stop. Getting high was easy, but not starting back up, I didn't know how to do. I didn't know how to not start back up, man. My story keep me clean, man. I tell my story, wherever I go, I tell it. They ask me to come and speak in many places, and at a lot of times it don't necessarily have to be places where people use drugs. It have to deal with life, period, man. Life struggles, period. Because I have more struggles than just with drugs. I have a me struggle. I had a struggle with depression for a long time. I had a struggles with a whole bunch of different things that ain't have nothing to do with drugs, man. As a man, like I said, when I first went to therapy, they made me feel like I was doing something wrong. Because I had these feelings and these emotions and things that was causing harm to myself for many years, but I was afraid to talk about them. I was afraid to talk about how I really felt because my ego kept me sick and suffering. And when I say ego, I always say easing God out. I didn't invite God into the equation. And I stayed in that place of sick and suffering for so many years, man. And I didn't know how to get out of it. So when I first changed my life, right? And I got clean, right? I addressed the drug issues. First, I had to learn how to put down the drugs and stay stopped, right? I did that. I learned how to stay stopped. Now I had to go deal with how I was feeling. I went to therapy, man. I got a therapist, a psychologist, and a psychiatrist, and I went and talked about some of those things that I experienced and how I felt for many, many years that I didn't want to feel, that made me cause harm to myself. Those unresolved issues that I struggled with, like how I looked. I thought my brothers and sisters looked better than me. My brother was light-skinned in the 80s with waves in his hair. All of those things, man. I had resentment with my brothers because he was light-skinned, man. He had the girls, and he was a lover, and I wasn't. I had big lips, and I was dark-skinned. And those was issues that caused me to cause harm to myself and not love myself for many, many years, man. But I found out now through going through therapy Through talking about exactly what's going on with me in my recovery process, I found out my best qualities is being exactly who I am, man. And I'm all right with me today, man. With my big lips, my dark skin, all of those things. That's who I am. I'm all right with that, man. Everybody ain't gonna like me. Everybody ain't gonna love me. And it's all right. It's all right. I like me. I love me today. And like I said, I had to learn. I went to a drug program and I went to those meetings and I went to an outpatient program and I went to therapy to address some of those unresolved issues that I struggled with for so many years. So I addressed the drugs. I addressed the depression and the cocaine psychosis and all the things they diagnosed me with in therapy, right? Now I had to learn how to improve my spiritual condition. I had to learn how to have a relationship with God, man. A personal relationship with God. Not the God people think or tell me I should have. The God of my understanding. Long as it's loving and caring, man. A power greater than me. Whoo, boy. So I addressed the drug issues. I addressed my mental health condition. And I learned how to improve my spiritual condition, man. And I work on those things constantly. I talk to God on a daily basis. I talk about how I'm feeling. And I don't use drugs. I stay on top of those three things. I don't use no matter what. I talk about how I feel. The good, the bad, the indifference, the insecurity, the low self-esteem. The feeling the helpless, hopeless, and useless at times. And still feel like that sometimes. But that too shall pass. I go through the feelings. I deal with them as best I can. And I heal through the experiences. We feel, we deal, and we heal. Yeah. We feel, we deal, and we heal, man. And we keep it like that, man. I have had an amazing life, man. My life is amazing. And not because of no worldly things. It's the freedom that I get from hiding from myself, hiding who I am, hiding, pretending, people pleasing. The freedom that I get from being exactly who I am. I'm proud of who I am. I'm proud of my story. Absolutely. Healing is the new black, man. We feel, we deal, and we heal, man. And we try to pass that on to the next man. We share that process with other people. We don't get better and keep it to ourselves. We can't keep it unless we give it away. That's what this is. I'm giving it away. What was so freely given to me. Man. I ain't come on live in a minute, man. You know, the spirit was like, go on live, man. Free yourself. And that's what I do. I free myself, man. I don't stay trapped in that. King KJ, what it is, bro. I love you, boy. It's a healing process, man. Sometimes we have to get away from ourselves. Sometimes we can be our biggest obstacle. Doubting ourselves, living in fear. Dealing with low self-esteem and insecurities. Letting them consume us. Oh boy, man. So if you're in a place and you're struggling with your identity, with being exactly who you are, it's all right. We do get better with all those issues, man. But you have to be courageous enough to ask for help. You have to find one person. You don't have to come on Facebook like I do and say I used to smoke crack. That's just my choice. Because it don't bother me. So it shouldn't bother you that I used to smoke crack. Because every pull that I took, I don't think your lungs got dirty at all. So I don't care what they say, man. You know, God has been amazing to me, man. Yo, bro, you are a true definition of a great man that's healed physically and mentally and keep striving forward, my brother. I love you for being you. And I love you too, bro. Absolutely, humility is key. If you don't be humble, you will be humiliated. So stay humble. Stay in the process of getting better. Whew. Every time I come on here and I dump it out, you know, because I be honest where I'm at, man. You know, to me, you have to be honest and open and willing. That's how it works. That's how we get better. HOW, how we get better is honesty, open-minded, and willingness, man. Some of you going to understand that and some of you not. You have to be honest where you at. You have to be open to take suggestions from other people. And you have to be willing to take those suggestions and apply them in your life, wherever it is. Well, whatever you're dealing with life. You know, people who need people is the luckiest people in the world. This world ain't no good by yourself, man. So get you some friends. Get you some healthy relationships, whether they work relationships, your neighbors. You got to have healthy relationships around the world, man. Everything. Got to have a healthy relationship with your doctor. You know, people that you know, if people don't know who you are, people are not going to know how to help you, man. So I have to talk about how, if you don't know who I am, you're not going to know how to help me, man. So I tell you who I am. I tell you, and I'm not ashamed of my story. Like I say a lot, my story keep me clean. My story keep me wanting more, being more, doing more, and my story allows me to be of service to other people. And being of service to somebody else is a posture of the heart. What comes from the heart reaches the heart. I don't do this for money. It's not about income. It's about outcome. How many times I can come on here and say I used to sniff dope or I used to smoke crack and somebody can identify with that and they change their lives? How many people can I affect by telling my truth? That's my truth. That shouldn't make you ashamed that I used to get high. I ain't getting high today. You know. And it's crazy how people, you know, they be ashamed. When I, you know, people come and tell me, yo, you know, because I like to laugh and I like to tell jokes and I like to, you know, life is amazing, man. We must laugh as much as we can. You love as hard as you can. And live, man. Don't be balled up in no little space, man. And you know, I like to laugh, and I'm silly now. Now I tell some jokes, and you know, I also put something motivational on Facebook, but right behind it, I'm gonna put something up there real crazy, right, to make you laugh, right? So you know, what's funny to me, like you know, people be ashamed sometimes of other people's story, like. People come to me and say, Dad, Scotty, boy, you look good. You doing good. And the first thing that come to my mind, and I'll say, is like, yeah, I just quit smoking crack. You know? And they be like, boy, don't say that. And I laugh because they be more ashamed than me. You know, I stopped smoking crack. I got a raise. Once you stop doing those things, you automatically get a raise. Yeah, we cuts up, Cushion. You know how we do. We cuts up. I seen you. When I seen you, I think it was on the 4th of July, I think, right? We laughed every time I seen you, we laughed, man. We laughed, talked about old time. You had me percolating for about 2 days straight. My body was sore when I got back to New York. Yeah, man, but, you know, once I stopped using drugs, I automatically got a raise, man. I woke up with lunch money in my pocket. I said, what you know about that? Woo! Yeah, man. So it's been an amazing night, man. I'm going to start coming back on live. You know, if not every week, every other week or something, you know, I help some people free themselves because I come up here and free myself, man. Now, when I come off this live, you still got what she said. I still got the video. Yeah, you got me percolating on video, man. Yes, I enjoy myself. I ain't percolating in a minute either. Yeah, but when I come on here and I dump it out, you know, and I be honest about, you know, my life, where I'm at, or you know, anything. When I come on here, it drains me, man. Like when I get off this live, seem like I just automatically be drained. And I have to take a shower and I go straight to sleep because it takes everything out of me, man. But that's, I have to come on here and pour into other people just like people pour into me, man. People pour into me, man. I have relationships with people, females and people I knew, a long time. That's healthy, man. I text a lot of people in the morning, man. I text like 70 people in the morning, 70 or more, and I text them individually. I don't do group texts because I want you to know it's personal. I take my time out to text you every morning. Because if I don't text people, I feel like I'm doing something wrong. Like if I don't text all these people, now I'm gonna tell you something. Saturday and Sunday I don't text. I have to fill up. You can't always dump out and not fill back up. So Saturday and Sunday, I fill back up, and then Monday morning I start back. Monday through Friday I send texts out. So if you want your morning text, like, you have to let me know, man. You have to inbox me. Look, she told me she be mad for real when she don't get her text. Yeah, Carl. Like I said, I text every morning, man. I have a RocWitMe phone and I have a personal phone, and I text on both of them. Like on my RocWitMe phone, you don't even have to send me your name because it's really not about it's really not about me knowing who you are. The message is for you, But if you're on my personal phone, I know who you are because your phone, you locked in. But I have people on both, so I have to text like 70 people on my personal phone. Then I come back and text people on my RocWitMe phone. What up, Ron? My RocWitMe phone number is 917-209-7890. 917-209-7890, right? So if you want an inspirational text Monday through Friday morning, text that number and just say rock with me. You ain't got to say your name or none of that if you don't want. 917-209-7890. I think, let me make sure, man. I have to look in my personal phone to look with my RocWitMe is my nonprofit organization, y'all. So I don't know if some of y'all know and some of y'all don't. RocWitMe, I'm the CEO and the founder and visionary. Y'all see it behind me of RocWitMe Inc., which is a nonprofit organization, and I promote healthy lifestyles, man. I try to be effective, be of service to other people, man, and promote, trying to get better with you. Talk about depression, mental health, substance abuse, all of those things that plague our communities. I try to do work back in our community, not only in New York, but definitely in my hometown of Wilmington, North Carolina. I'm also always trying to do events there, but coronavirus slowed it up this year because I was going to do my second annual Night of Elegance for mothers who tragically lost their children to senseless violence. So this year, coming up, hopefully things clear up, God willing, and I can be able to throw my events like February. I usually do a Black History essay contest for the children and those who participate in the essay contest. I buy them sneakers. From it's non-profit, so a lot of the stuff that I do come from the community, donating all that. So I have a website, RocWitMe.org, right here, RocWitMe.org, man. That's my website. So go check out my website. I got my YouTube channel, RocWitMe Inc. YouTube. Go subscribe to my YouTube channel, man, so I can get some subscribers and share the videos. I got like 45 videos up there now. I got more videos that I'm getting edited to put up. And they're just like I did tonight. That's what my videos are. But it basically a lot of them be just different topics that I talk about or it'd be basically my life journey. Some of the things that I experienced when I was, through my life. My life experiences, man. From being charged with murder, first-degree murder and armed robbery, and weeks away from a death penalty case before I was exonerated. All of those videos are definitely on my YouTube channel. I got a Rock With Me Instagram. Go follow me on that too, man. I got a Rock With Me Facebook. Go follow me and like me on those too, man. I'm on all the social media sites. I got a Rock With Me Twitter too, man. So go follow me on that too, man. But definitely follow me on YouTube. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Like the videos. Share the videos, man. Because somebody somewhere sick and suffering that need to hear a good message, man. A good message of hope that if I can do it, you can do it. You know what I mean? So, like I said, the phone number is okay, let me find the phone number. I'm sorry, y'all. Yeah, 917-209-7890. 917-209-7890. So if I don't text you already every morning, you can go to that number there and just put Rock With Me, and you'll start getting the texts every morning, Monday through Friday. And it'll always be 2 messages I send out every day. One be on Facebook, and one be a message that all of them that messages that I those are messages that I write. Some of them are old that I wrote last year that I repost, and a lot of them are new ones that I just sit down. I get up like 5 o'clock in the morning and I write a message and I send them out. Okay, Bishop Scott and Linwood Nesby Page. Watch out now. I appreciate it. Look forward to the daily text. They are so inspiring, so positive and inspiring. What's up, bro? King KJ, don't get blocked. Your brother told me to block you the other day. Look at Khalid. It'll always be the ones, man. They say the loudest boos come from the closest seats, man. So y'all got to be careful. I love y'all, Khalid and King KJ, man. See them alone, like them. Yo, we were just talking about healthy relationships. And them are some of the brothers that I got 30 years of relationships with, man. Those dudes I consider definitely friends, man. They got a lot to say sometimes, man. You be wanting to be like this, do something to them, but you can't, man. Because it comes from a loving and caring place. But sometimes I just be wanting to hit them, man. Little head and light skin. That's their name. Lil Head and Light Skin. Khalid and King KJ. Lil Head and Light Skin. So I love y'all, man. Larry Akins, what's up? Sonya Mojo, hey, baby. I know that's right, Sandra. I ain't forget about you, baby. I'm coming. So yeah, man. I think I done gave all I can give tonight, man. I'm Tammy Jones, what's up? I gotta go. I'm exhausted. Love you too, Khalid. You already. Y'all have a good night, man. God bless, man. And remember our slogan for the night is we feel, we deal, and we heal. We go through the feelings, we deal with them as best we can, and we heal through the experience. So share that with your next person. We feel, we deal, and we healing, man. That's what we doing around here. We not staying stuck. And remember, if you the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room, man. Y'all have a good night. God bless, man. Peace. Good night, Cushion. Love all of y'all, man. God bless. Love you, King KJ. You already, baby. What's evidence don't need to be explained. I love y'all guys, man. Always and forever. Kevin, I love you, boy. Yes, sir. From the heart, man. What comes from the heart reaches the heart. That's why you got to be true to it. I love y'all, man. God bless. Good night. Bye, Miss Ophelia. Bye, everybody, man. Yo, share this video, man. Somebody somewhere suffering that need to hear a good message of hope, that know if I can do it, they can do it too, man. So, yeah, man. Feel, heal, and deal. Good night. God bless.